Listen, I mean, training courses have gone on for years. We just didn't talk about them. I suppose there's a bit of that. But are BLM really the people for this group or the NHS to associate themselves with?
Yeah, they're not associating themselves with them. What they're saying is we're already everyday heroes who keep the country going. And
Yeah.
what we want to do is make sure that we can meet people where they are so we can fight for their highest good.
But they're also saying we're a bunch of stinky, white, privileged racists.
Well, here's the deal. It's one of the most diverse workforces in the country, the
Well,
NHS.
exactly. I mean, that's of any places that doesn't need diversity training, surely it's the NHS.
Not at the top. So at the top, you've got a lot of people who kind of think the same, look the same, have the same experiences, the same background. And when you have that, you lack cognitive diversity. So what they're trying to do is not just learn about Black Lives Matter, which what they're trying to do is find a way of looking at their own experiences in gender, in race, in sexuality, and saying, okay, where have I got blind spots? And how do I make sure that doesn't stop me from being brilliant?
Come on, that's got to go in the bin, this stuff now, hasn't it? We're bigger than this, Jazz. We went through a period of thinking that all these, old white men were bad, but then we all kind of realised, actually, that's probably a very bad thing to think, isn't it?
Personally, as a person who has a large collection of old white men in their group of people I respect, I don't think that's a great way.
Sorry,
forward.
I thought you were going to just say you have a collection of old white men. I thought, what are you running? Some
I
kind
do.
of welcome to Jazz's Museum of Racists.
Oh, I know, but they won't stay in the garage, so I have to go out with. No, the whole point is this is about meeting people where they are, and if you've ever been on the receiving end, whether it's because you have white privilege of some kind or another kind of privilege or lack of that, you'll know what it feels like to be seen as the vehicle you turn up in rather than a heart and human first. And what the NHS are doing is what they always do is showing up for us and going, look, we want to make sure we do the best we can, and if this helps us do the best we can because we might have blind spots, then bring it on. They're actually having a courageous conversation, which is very much NHS DNA.
Someone is making a fat pile of cash out of this, aren't they? And it ain't me. It might be you,
Yeah.
Jazz. Look, listen. Hang on. You're a black woman. I'm a white bloke. All right.
I'm actually caramel taupe. Actually, not black.
Does that make me? Do I need to go on a course now because I said that?
No, listen, we both do. It depends. It depends how much you're bothered. If you want to be intentional, we both do. Because I've got massive bias as well. We all have. The whole point of it being unconscious is we don't know we're doing it. We're not doing it on purpose. But if you knew that something you were saying, doing, thinking, feeling without any intent to harm was actually making someone feel they couldn't step up and be the brilliant person they are, if you
but you'd have to be saying something really quite bad, wouldn't you? If you were going to make somebody feel. I mean, my thing, if you like, in the intersectionality thing, I'm very, very unusual. I'm a straight white middle-aged man from a working class background. I mean, we're very rare these days because we're not allowed to work anywhere.
Do you know what? From my point of view, being brown, being female, growing up in foster care, having a massive class, being working class, has been the biggest thing that I found still keeps me in the prison sometimes of people like me don't do things like this. And I hear myself.
I'm 100% with you on that. We've found some real common ground here.
Yes, and it's so hard because you're like, that is a story. That's my past dictating my future. But it's really hard. And I'm also aware of when I'm in a room of people who are not working class or haven't had that, I start myself, not them, myself. I start to think, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? That's why we need training on. Let's look at what it's like to be on the other side of us. Not that you're wrong. Why would you don't change people's hearts and minds by shouting at them. You actually meet them where they are. And that means whether they're a white male middle class man or a single parent lesbian female, it doesn't matter. It's about meeting people where they are. And any right-minded person who doesn't want to exclude by accident is going to go, all right, I'm a bit scared, but show me and let me see if I agree to doing a little getting curious around this. You don't have to throw everything out. You don't have to rip your clothes and run down the streets naked. It's just about being human first.
But can't we just say, look, behave with dignity, behave nicely, and behave with respect, and don't be a daft old racist, don't be a mad sexist, and try not to make 1970s gay jokes. I mean, that's kind of where we want to be, isn't it?
That's level one, and I delight in people who make that decision. But there's level two, which is saying, let's make space for everyone to exist without making people feel that they shouldn't be there. What would that look like? I always want to go bigger. I don't want to leave the planet as I'd expect to find it. I want to leave it better than I found it. And that means sucking it up, actually having these courageous conversations with people.
Listen, Jazz, while you're with us, okay, I'm slightly springing this on you, but diversity is your area. Can I show you a photograph here? of a well-known black man. Okay, are you ready for this? Here it comes. Here's the picture. For those who are watching, there he is. Is there anything fishy you spot in that photograph to start with?
It's not something I would do.
See that? For those who don't know, that is not actually a well-known black man. That's a well-known white man dressed up as a black man. That's another photo has emerged of the Canadian Prime Minister blacking up his face on an Arabian Nights party. I mean, I don't even know where to start on this, Jazz.
Well, here's the thing, though. Can you see what's on my T-shirt? Mistake artist. That's mistake without the E. The whole point is, you've got to be allowed to make a mistake. Okay, you've got to be allowed to get it wrong, because the moment we say you're not allowed to say this, you're not allowed to say that, people start quite rightly feeling like, what can I say? My family are white and working class. They are in a position of going, oh my gosh, you can't say or do anything because if you order the wrong pizza topping, you're a Nazi. And I get that. That's why it's not helpful to go, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, cancelled.
But he's done it before, this fella.
I think that might be the same photo, actually.
This is a new picture. This man. Know him. This man puts boot polish on his Christmas card list. I'm telling you now.
Well, I don't know him, but what I do know is that in the series of things that make it difficult for me to be the full fat human I am, someone sort of blacking up is, it's there, but it's fairly low. There are bigger things that we could emphasize and look at.
Yeah, but you think but are you not looking for them though? Because the trouble with if you start, identity politics, if you go for identity politics, Jazz, it's never ending.
6 years old and your nan won't hold your hand because people are calling you the N-word in the street. That's not identity politics. That's being brown in Britain.
Yes, but that's not being brown in Britain today, is it? That's not most people's experience.
Unfortunately, love, and sorry to call you love, that's a bit patronising. I didn't mean that.
I don't mind. That's rather nice.
I don't know you, but unfortunately, there are still, I've got my kids, right? My son, he's 14 years old. He goes into town, first time, because he's not a really big extrovert. And he goes to meet his friends. He goes to the cinema and he says, Mum, can I stay late? And I say, yeah. And he comes to see me and I say, do you have fun? He said, yeah, but we tried to get someone to take a picture and we kept offering our phones and no one would take a photo. And I said, did you get a photo? He said, yeah. And he showed me, and it's 11 brown boys with their hoods up. And my heart broke because my son is so gentle and timid. But if I see 11 brown boys with their hoods up, I'm going to have cause. And that's when I need to do the switch and go, look, you're being accidental here. Let's not go on automatic. They might not be trying to attack you. They might just be brown with their hoods up. Let's kind of look at that. But I understand people feeling that. It just breaks my heart. So yes, that happens in Britain today. And no one is doing it on purpose, hence the term unconscious bias, hence the NHS decision to say we can do better, and we frigging well will.
Got it. Jazz, thank you. That's Jazz Ampaw-Farr.